Have you ever had a delivery go wrong when you're collecting? You want to hear my story? And I'll show you how to avoid these situations. Plus, could this be the best playset that I've ever collected? Let's go. Welcome back to the journey. If you're new to my channel, I'm collecting all the vintage Star Wars playsets made by Kenner between the years of 1977 and 1985. But I'm not just collecting them. I'm giving you all the detailed aspects about those playsets, how to care for them, and how to buy them in today's markets. So if there's value in that for you, then please subscribe to my channel. But I'm glad that you are here. So let's go. Now let's talk about things that scare me and might scare you when you're collecting action figures or just collectibles in general. Whether it's having a seller completely ghost you,
why didn't you tell me?
And that's after you've paid, and then they never ship to you, or having the item not be as advertised. Like if you collect a vintage item and you think it's authentic, only to find out that it's a modern reproduction, and a bad one at that. Or when you get items damaged or broken while they're being shipped. We have all been there in one form or another on our journey of collecting. And here is a new collecting scare that I just discovered. It recently rained here in San Diego. I mean, it poured. And I recently ordered a playset that I've been dying to get my hands on. The Jabba the Hutt Dungeon playset from 1984. That's right, the playset that came with a Man, Barada, and EV99. So I ordered it. But back to my story and back to the rain. It's pouring. But the item that I ordered it from a person that I do trust. So I knew it was gonna get shipped. I knew it was gonna get shipped on time, but it just happened to be shipped during the worst rainstorm San Diego has recently known. So when I went outside to get my package, sitting out on my front door in the rain, the package, it was soaked. And when I opened the door and saw this, my heart was crushed. I was home at the time when they did deliver it, and the delivery service didn't even ring the doorbell to let me know that they had dropped it off. So it must have sat there, I'm guessing, for a good 2 hours. And my heart sank as I felt the package. The cardboard was completely soaked. And when I brought it into my collection room, it was almost like the cardboard was falling apart. So I carefully opened up that package. And to my surprise, the package was double boxed. And around that double box package was insulation that was protecting the inner box. So my heart was lifted at least a little bit. And when I opened the package of the inner box, well, we're actually gonna find that out on this show. So stay tuned to see if the contents inside aren't wet. I might be out of playset, but it might be great television to watch, who knows? But I wanna use this as a chance for me to tell you about the 4 tips on how you can avoid faulty shipments or faulty shippers. So if you're ready to write these down, let's go. Number 1, only buy from trusted sellers. You want to make sure you know who you're dealing with, and you want to make sure this person knows the genre that you are collecting, how to handle that item, and what a fair market price is. If you are unsure or something about that seller makes you uneasy, either get that person vouched for by asking others who have dealt with them, or just don't do business with that seller. It is okay to walk away from a deal that you feel uncomfortable about. Number 2, make sure any seller you buy from cares about packaging. It's not enough to have great items, great prices, and fast shipping. An A+ seller will also give you A+ shipping. And that means protecting the item so it doesn't get damaged in transit. With all the kicking, sliding, and dropping that your item might go through, it's not enough to have fragile stickers on it. You want that item safe and sound inside. Number 3, make sure your purchase is protected and insured. There is protection in the packaging, and then there is protection for you, the buyer. If you are buying the item and it's either an expensive item, fragile item, or both, make sure that the way you purchase is protected, either through buyer protection guarantees such as goods and services protection like PayPal offers, or getting your item insured through a carrier service. If your item is damaged because of the delivery, you want to look into insurance to cover damaged or lost items. Protect yourself as a buyer as much as you can. And if you're enjoying the content so far, please hit the like button. That does support the channel. And also, please consider subscribing. And please visit thepadawancollector.com TubeBuddy.com, where you can see blogs, bonus material, and you can visit the Collector Depot for accessories that you may need for your collection. Number 4, set up your best delivery options. Whether it's a P.O. box, safe delivery space, a signature, or an in-office pickup, you want to make sure you understand the terms and availability of the delivery. Sometimes there's miscommunications with the seller and you for the delivery structure. A lot of the time, sellers check the signature required option, and that never works for me. So I tell the seller not to check that box. Make sure that you let the delivery service know your preferences, not the other way around. So now let's open this package up together and examine the contents inside to actually see if they're fully intact or if they are indeed damaged from the rain exposure during the delivery. But first, here is the short history of the Jabba the Hutt Dungeon playset from 1984. This playset was only available at Sears stores or the catalog for the 1984 Christmas season. It retailed for $13.99, which in today's prices, considering inflation, is $39.41. Which in my mind is a great value for a playset with 3 figures, considering that I just saw a single Boba Fett repaint action figure being sold for $39 at Target. This playset has a long history in the Star Wars Kenner line. It began in 1979 with the Droid Factory. The plastic base and the crane were first used in this configuration. In the 1979 Droid Factory crane, there is only one hook. In the 1984 version, there's also a hook, as well as a droid branding iron. And as for the plastic base, well, the original Droid Factory had a much more orange hue to it, and obviously, the mold was different in order to house the droid parts. In the 1983 version of the mold, the compartment pieces were changed up and removed, and the color was changed from orange to dark gray, with differences in the stickers. The crane was updated to include the double hook as mentioned earlier, and 3 action figures were included: Nikto, Claytu, and 88. Then in 1984, for the playset that I just got, the color mold was changed from dark gray to now a light tan. So now let's open this box up and see the condition that this is in after its long journey of delivery, because it got soaked in the rain. But feeling it initially, there is no moisture on it whatsoever. So that makes me feel better that inside this box did not get damaged at all. But the packaging is in pristine condition. I think this is the first box that I'm opening live on this run. All right, so far so good. You know, looking at the package right now, it looks immaculately packaged. So bravo to the seller. And we'll talk about the seller later on. And I don't see any signs, I don't feel any moisture at all right now, at all. I don't even feel any moisture on the cardboard right now, which is great. Dude, check out the packaging on this. It's like bubble wrapped on bubble wrapped on bubble wrapped. This is A+ packaging right here. And plus, there's an acrylic in here, and you know how fragile those acrylics are? This is the way how to package it. I don't feel any condensation. Oh my goodness. There it is. And we're gonna take it out of the acrylic, but looking at the box, it is in great condition. Now there's some fraying on the edges. One end is still factory taped, so we're not gonna open it on that side, but the color of the lip though is perfect. And I love keeping these things inside acrylic because it just helps keep the box's form intact. And it's a perfect way to display it. And check this out, you can see that this was on sale over at KB Toy Stores for $2.99, marked down from $9.99. Now that is a deal. And there is a feel to these 80s toys, and plus the cardboard itself. It just has that grit and it has that texture that I always love about these old cardboard boxes. So you can see right here where this flap has been disassembled, and this is the access point that we're gonna open this up at. The other side has not been disturbed, and it's still factory sealed. Not a mint and sealed box, but it's pretty close to it. So being very careful to open this, let's go through the contents and what's inside. So sliding out the base itself, on the bottom, we have all of the inserts. And these are the instructions right here. The gorgeous sticker sheet that comes with the item. unused, great condition. I don't know how people find these in this condition, because when I was a kid, I would just rip into these. So to find this in this state, it's not rare, but it's hard to find them in this state. And also, we get the Kenner mini catalog. I used to flip through these when I used to get them, and this just brings back memories. So that's why I love keeping these mini catalogs. It's just like you're opening it, and to have it complete, that means a lot to me. So now let's dig into what's here. So this is the plastic base, and obviously stickers aren't applied to it. This base has a long history inside Star Wars Kenner toys, but this is my first time actually holding it. There's great detail inside the mold. All those small little pieces that you see that make up the intricate detail, they call those greebles. All the little details of things you don't necessarily need, but it's nice design to have. All these little greebles just make the piece come to life. And next we have the crane, and this is still factory sealed. I'm not gonna open this because it takes away from the value of this piece. So when you get a piece like this and the seller says that the bags are still factory sealed, you wanna make sure that they don't have any rips or tears in them that would detract from the value. And if they do, you can always negotiate to price it a little bit down because the bags have been ripped. But in this case, the bags are still in pristine condition and they're still fully sealed. And we come to the other baggie that's still sealed, and this contains the hook and the branding iron that goes on the crane. And again, the baggie is fully sealed, not ripped, not open, and it still has that green factory seal tape. And now let's get to the action figures. And the first one, Barada, and still in a gorgeous factory sealed bag. And again, you wanna make sure that the tape has not fallen off, but the bags are just pristine, still crispy, and the figure inside never played with, never even moved before. We have my man, Amanaman, still factory sealed inside the baggie. The tape is still on, has not been disturbed, but you can tell the tape is getting old, so you want to keep these things in pristine condition. Don't move them around too much, or else that tape is gonna pop open, and that's why I'm gonna keep this inside the box. Only take it out every once in a while. That's why I got that acrylic piece in there to protect everything inside. But that is a great looking Amanaman figure. If I wanted to grade this thing, I could probably get a high grade just grading the baggie. And next, this is the one I was most excited about, just because the way that this one comes packaged, and it has these cardboard inserts that go around the legs, because the legs of EV99 were so notorious for bowing and breaking that I'm glad that they packaged these like this just to protect it in shipment and delivery for the kids to open and not have them breaking. And it's just great to see this in its pristine state still inside the baggie. I am super happy about what we got, and the contents are not damaged at all. But opening this thing up and checking everything out, it was honestly just like I was right back in 1983. I just couldn't do that final step of ripping them open, but nonetheless, I'm grateful to have this piece in my collection. So the next thing is how do you put this toy together? Lay the tan base down flat. Our crane is sealed in the bag, and we won't be taking ours out, but you would place the crane in the base slot designated for it. The branding hook comes in two parts that needs to be put together. Then attach the branding iron to the crane. The main hook is in the same bag as the branding iron. Take this out and place it on the crane as well. You can swivel the crane around and use the hook and branding iron to torture poor droids. So how much does a playset like this in this condition cost? According to the Star Wars tracker, low prices for this playset are at lows at $1,000 and the highs are at $1,800. Condition does play a factor, and having the contents in sealed and unused baggies plays a major condition factor, with all of the inserts and the unused stickers. I also checked out Facebook to see what prices on there were like. And in 2021, this was being sold for $1,875 with the contents in sealed baggies as well. The only thing missing is the Kenner mini catalog. And in March of 2022, this UKG graded 85 dungeon was sold for $2,200. Loose without the figures, you can pick these up on eBay for about $50. With a box and no figures, you can pick these up for around $200. So these are affordable. The price just increases as the condition does. Like this mint in sealed box example being sold on eBay with a $2,000 buy it now. So what price did I get mine at? And where did I get mine from? Well, like I said earlier in this video, it is very important to buy from sellers that you trust and that you know are gonna be A+ sellers when it comes to packaging. So I went on a site called the Collectors Alliance, and that's from the people who run the Vintage Alliance on Facebook, as well as the creators of the Star Wars Tracker app. And my friend James had a gorgeous example being sold on there, like I showed you, with all the sealed contents and inserts. And he was selling it for $1,275, which is an amazing price for the condition. So I joined the TCA and bought that up. And James from the Collectors Alliance sent me a video.
Hey Joey, first and foremost, thank you so much for the Padawan Collector. We really enjoy being on that journey with you as you collect. Also, I really hope you enjoy that Jabba's Dungeon, the last 17 Jabba's Dungeon with the sealed figures. Rad piece, man. Thank you so much, man, for joining TCA, checking it out. You joined our website, which is our beta version of the app. The app is due out first quarter this year. The website is still open to buy, sell, and trade for anybody. It's $9.99 per month with 0 transaction fees. We've literally had hundreds of thousands of dollars of sales go through that website already. We're excited for the app to launch. So Joey, have a great day. Again, appreciate all you do, man.
So thanks to the Collectors Alliance, and please use the link in the description below to join them and start collecting at a trusted site made by collectors for collectors. And let's cross this item off our list that we got from my buddy James at the Collectors Alliance. And with shipping and the beautiful acrylic case that it came with, it all came out to $1,356. Definitely the most that we have spent so far on this journey, but definitely a piece that I am proud of. It's in great condition and it's in a beautiful box. To help me keep creating content like this, please become a YouTube channel member. With membership starting as low as 99 cents a month, you'll get early access to videos before the public does, members-only live streams, extra entries into all giveaways, and special member shoutouts. Just hit the join button below the screen, and welcome to the Academy. So what did you think about the Jabba the Hutt Dungeon playset from 1984 that we got? And do you have one of your own? So let us all know down there in the comments. So what do I think about this playset? I think this is one of the essential playsets that a collector could have. If you want to consider your playset collection complete, then you have to have at least one from 1984 or one from 1983. And I think this is a great playset to have because it does depict a scene from Return of the Jedi where R2 and C-3PO go down and get questioned by EV-99. And I think it's a pretty great scene if you want to continue your Jabba the Hutt diorama. There aren't a lot of playable features. You have one inside the crane, but just as a display piece and to configure your scene for that Jabba the Hutt dungeon scene, I think it is one of the essential playsets that every vintage Kenner collector should have in their collection, whether loose or in box. I don't think it's a must to have the action figures with it, but I wanted to get mine as in complete and pristine condition as possible. So this is definitely one of the highlights on this collecting run because of how pristine and in such great condition it is. But for next week, I'm excited because I'm gonna get a playset that I have always wanted as a kid, so that nostalgia factor is definitely gonna be kicking in. And I think that the playset for next week is in that essentials category as well. It's none other than the Dagobah playset. And there is a ton of history and lore surrounding that playset. And we're gonna do a full review on that playset as well. So if you found this video interesting, please hit that like button. That does support the channel. And if you wanna see more Star Wars and collecting content from me, then please consider subscribing. And also, hit that notification bell so you know when videos go live. I post videos every Sunday and bonus content like shorts throughout the week. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time. And that is it. If you're new to the channel, check out the welcome video, or just check out the next episode. And please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And remember, there is no shame in being a Padawan.